Just take a little moment to settle in. Our focus this evening is on restoration, so letting the body rejuvenate its energies really gently, and affirmation, self-positivity. That'll be more in the relaxation. I haven't done the tally yet as to what we've made, but I know that we're over £150 for whole animal welfare, and we've got some donations as well, so that's food, treat donations as well, so that's fabulous. So let's have some time for ourselves. Once you find a comfortable place for you to sit, remember this isn't for everybody. If you want to sit with your legs out, do. And again, you can sit with your back to a wall. Be mindful that as we start to release, you will be moving around a little bit. Allow your eyes to close or take a downward gaze to encourage your focus to come inwards to yourself. As we settle into ourselves, let's bring our focus to our belly and let our breath begin there as we inhale, feeling it expand, using the out breath to empty. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. As you settle into yourself, you settle into your breath. Perhaps feel how that inhale flows up from the belly into the rib cage, and your exhale rolls back down again. You have your own intention that you wish to set this evening, and plant that seed into your headspace now. Focusing on not putting pressure on ourselves, valuing ourselves and being content in who we are. As your body relaxes into your breath, feel the crown of your head rise on your inhale, lengthening out through your spine. Perhaps take the opportunity to allow your shoulders to drop on the exhale. Letting your eye gaze gently lift. The eyes can stay closed. Allow your ear to fall to one shoulder. We're going to work a release down through the body. Minimal force, working through the range of the movement that's there, and using our focus of breath to encourage it to relax. Taking that deep breath in. Focus on the breath as we exhale, focusing on releasing down the side of the neck. I want you to feel free to stay here, or take a really small turn of the head so your eye gaze comes towards your armpit. Feel how that stretch gently moves. Come back to that focus on the breath, on the release, and most importantly on yourself. going to take a big breath in, lift the head back up. You can assist it with your hand, and then let the chin fall to the chest. Bringing that soft release down the back of the neck. You can keep your head in the center or ever so slightly tilt your head to one side. Coming back to the center and tilt your head to the other side. A subtle shift of stretch. Chin comes to the middle. You can use your hand to lift, or lifting yourself, let your ear fall to the other shoulder. Again, remember we're focusing on the breath, on the release through the side, most importantly on yourself. Perhaps you've noticed a difference from one side to the other. This is my tighter side. And we can stay here or take that slight shift of the eye gaze towards the armpit. And feel that release move. Using the hand to guide the head up. Let's let the chin come to the chest one more time. Again, you can hold in the center or take a little bit of movement side to side, see what suits. Your eyes gently lift. We're going to come into some shoulder rolls. So we take a deep breath in. As we breathe out, we let the shoulders drop back and down. Again, just using your breath and gravity to see where they go so we don't force the effort. Coming into one side. If you want to, using the opposite hand to bring the heat transference from the touch. And then coming to the other side. Finding the middle, let your shoulders relax. We're going to take a deep breath up to the sky. Hands come together. As you breathe out, gently turn your palms and press them upwards. Our arms don't need to be straight. We want to be nice and soft here. If bending the elbows is going to help with that, then bend the elbows. Inhaling to feel yourself lift and lengthen. Exhaling to encourage your shoulders to relax. So get a really long in-breath. Let your hands separate. As you exhale, float down. Give your shoulders a little bit of a wriggle. Let's come into our chest. I'm going to bring one arm out to the side, palm facing forwards, fingers are separate. Keeping your shoulders square to the front, allow your arm to draw back till you feel the side of the chest, the front of the shoulder start to open up, and gently press away into the fingertips. Let the arm come all the way back in, come down, give that shoulder a little shake again. And let's take that on the other side. Arm comes out, fingertips separate, we press away, draw back until we feel a little bit of movement in here. And then gently breathe away into the fingertips. Let the arm come in. Let the arm come down, give the shoulder a little wriggle, and let's do both together. Arms come out, This time we're going to draw the elbows back and in a little bit first, so your arms bend. When you start to feel the stretch, you then let the fingertips lengthen away. Take some deep breaths. Feel your upper back getting warmer as it works gently, opening up the chest space so we can breathe bigger. And let the arms come round to the front, stopping when the hands are in front of the shoulders. One crosses the other, and we start to bend them. And you'll get to a point where you think, Leanne, that's fine, I'm just going to stay there, and it might be here. You might bring your hands, the back of your hands together. You might wrap in and bring your palms together. It's entirely up to you. And gently draw the elbows forwards. Feel the upper back start to open, and if you want to, you can tuck the chin a little bit as well. Your eye gaze lift if you've lowered it. Bring the arms forward. Just take a look at which hand is on top so we don't forget, and then come back into your chest stretch. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, having loads of space in the neck. Hands are going to sweep forward, stopping in front of the shoulders. Hopefully you've remembered which one you did, so we can swap this time. You might come to the same place, might be somewhere completely different, that's fine. Have the awareness of it, respect it. Come into your eagle arms, wherever your body wants to be. Even Jasper's got his deep exhales going on, I think that's because he's asleep. Let your arms unravel, give your shoulders a really nice shake. So your upper back, we're feeling nice and warm hopefully now. We're going to take it into the wrists. Bringing a hand out, so from shoulder to elbow to wrist, we have a line with the palm facing upwards. Your other hand comes underneath towards the thumb. Take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, gently press away with the heel of the hand, drawing down softly on the thumb. When your breath empties, you move to the next one. You're going to feel it differently in each of you. You might feel it in the finger, in the wrist, somewhere in the arm, somewhere in the neck. Depends where we've got any blockages, where our body's holding on to some tension that's hiding. Maybe it's not hiding, maybe you definitely know that it's there. You can use this time to unravel it. When you work across the hand, you can go straight across to the other one. You can go little finger to thumb, continuing in the same direction, or you can come back to the outside. When you've done both hands, just take a moment, a couple of breaths, palm to palm. And then swap. Let everything have the wiggle or the shake that it needs in the top half. We're going to start to mobilize through the spine, so your head is going to stay facing forward, your hips are going to stay facing forward, and we're going to allow the middle bit to move. Try saying that fast 3 times. And with a small movement, keep the head forward facing. Just allow the trunk of the body to start to gently turn. Nice and slow, nice and steady, so you can build that awareness of any clunks, I think is quite a good word for the spine that you feel. And then let's move that a little bit lower, so let your head go with you. and allow more of the body to turn. Now you can keep this as a free-flowing movement from side to side, or it might feel quite nice to come to one side and hold for a couple of breaths. Sometimes we have to give our body, our mind a moment to let know, I can't speak this evening, can I? To know that it is okay to let go. And switching that across. I'm going to finish the releases with a side release. I'm going to take a deep breath in, let one arm come up, keep the shoulder relaxed so there's a nice gap here. And then it's entirely up to you. You can keep lifting upwards, or you can allow your upward reach to start to bring you over. Hand can stay rested, or the hand can come down onto the side to support the body. Think about the hips anchoring down. Perhaps roll the shoulder back a little bit. Feel how that opens up through the side. Take a deep breath into your fingertips. Let's go the other way. And again, don't worry if one side is completely different to the other. There's a lot going on in this space. It's a great opportunity to release. Big breath in and give everything a little wiggle. Okay, we're going to roll ourselves down towards the ground, so unravel yourself. I'm just going to move my notes so I don't forget what I'm doing. Always a bonus. If you want to go straight down to the floor, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we take a roll down by having the feet hip distance, bringing the hands just above the ankles, and then starting to think about the top of our bum getting closer to the floor, or the back of our hips. When you reach towards your knees, your hands come behind your thighs, supporting your body down until you find the floor, and then you can let go, wriggle as you need. We're going to do some bridge rolling. This is about appreciation. So your feet are hip distance. Let your toes spread like we would if we were standing, because remember, we're not standing this evening. Gripping the floor gently. Relax the shoulders, palms face the ceiling, and when you're ready, little pressure in the feet, breathing in to peel your bum off the floor. When your breath is completely full, you use your exhale to roll back down again. Now let's take this time to really kind of hit, not pause, but that slow play where everything happens bit by bit, frame by frame. We're focusing on appreciation here. Appreciation of your spine. Appreciation of the space that you have. We're finding a little bit more of right now. And just like that focus we had on ourselves in the release, this is appreciation of yourself. You might find you want to linger at the top for a little bit. Or linger at the bottom. Take one more really long roll, and when you find the ground, really expel all the breath and let yourself kind of flop. From there, and don't worry if you're not quite there yet, slow is good. Slide your heels away. Your body is laying on the ground flat. If you find it really uncomfortable to lay flat, if you have got a blanket or something, you can always roll that up and put it into the lower back. We're going to do lying tree, and we're going to take it as a flowing movement to get the warmth and to get the breath moving, and then we'll have the option to hold it still. So picking a foot, doesn't matter which one, let the heel slide in, keeping contact with the ground so we have minimal effort, and you'll reach a point where your foot doesn't want to come any further up. From there, allow the knee to fall out to the side, gently opening through the hips, more so on one side than the other. Take a big breath in to bring it back up. And as you breathe out, just let that heel slide away along the floor. You're going to swap from side to side. As the knee does fall out, it's best to keep this side of the hip down. So reducing the range of movement helps you to keep the hips square, and that's what you're going to do. You are completely dictating this pace. If you want to linger in a tree for a bit, or again, laying completely flat, build that connection with yourself. I have some options for you. You can continue to flow. You can hold one side out, or you can gently bring both heels in, feet together. Allow the knees to both fall away, pressing in with the bottoms of the feet so we have reclined bound angle. Our focus is still on appreciation of space, self and spine. If your lower back starts to arch quite a lot, press your feet further away until you feel your body soften into the ground. Now you can have your hands on the part that you're opening up, through the thighs, through the hips. You can have your hands on your belly, which is a little bit more of a security kind of feeling, or you can let your arms come out to the side with the palms facing up. Go with what feels right. Try not to overthink it. I'm going to stay here for a little while. If at any point you think, no, we're not, then you can bring your knees in, give them a hug, or go back into the flowing lying tree. If you can connect to deep breaths a little bit more, again, breathing from the belly. I mentioned earlier how sometimes it takes us a little while to recognize that it's okay to let go. And this is a prime pose that demonstrates that. Initially, your body might create a little bit more tension because it wonders what you're doing. Once you've been here a while, your body can begin to let go more. Feel the anchor in the back of your head. In your shoulders. Rolling your breath through the space in your spine. Feel the anchor in your sit bones. Often the hardest part of poses like this is staying still. Keeping your mind connected to what your body's doing with your breath and resisting distractions. I'm going to give you the option to stay here for up to 2 minutes more. If that feels really nice and you think a little bit more time is going to do something amazing for the mind or the body, then please stay there. If your hips are saying, thank you very much, I've had enough now, use your hands on the outside of your legs. Take a deep breath in. Bring your legs together. Breathe out to relax. And we're going to use our happy baby. So I'm going to bring my knees up high and wide of my chest. And I'm going to flex my ankles. I might want to hold on where I am. That might be enough, holding on to the thighs. Or you can hold on to your lower legs. Or you can hold on to your feet. Okay? We can be still in this pose, gently drawing the shoulders down as we press the feet away. That's creating a little bit of internal resistance to bring you a stretch. Or you might want to be playful with it and have a little rock from side to side. As you rock from side to side, you might want to press your feet away. You might want to wiggle your toes. Let's not overthink it. Let's be playful. Embrace a little bit of fun in how you move, enjoy it. Don't worry about there being a right or a wrong answer. There isn't really. You don't have to do what I'm doing. This is just apparently what I've decided I want to do in this moment. So I want to be still. No, not really. If you are moving about as your foot comes out, you might want to gently press into that one side. That's going to start to bring some release to the back of the knees. If you're still in reclined bound angle, that's amazing. I hope you're feeling completely calm in that pose. Wherever you have decided to be, know that our next step is to just give our knees a little cuddle. So whenever you feel like that's where you're going to, let it happen. I'm going to circle my ankles first. Not planned, but feels nice. And hugging the knees, they can be close, they can be far away. You can hold behind the thigh, you can hold over the shin, you can stay still, you can rock side to side. And if you found that you are there now, you're hugging your knees, whatever you are doing, know that your next stage is to gently bring yourself back up to seated. Keyword there was gently. We don't want to rush. I don't want to suddenly lift the energy too much. We've got it into a nice steady pace with our breath. So take your time. Find your way back up onto your bum. And we're going to use half Lord of the Fishes or seated twist to give ourselves a hug. Let one leg come in. This foot can stay where it is or it can cross over the other one. This leg can stay where it is or the heel can come towards the bum. And if you're not comfortable directly seated down on the ground, you can put your blanket or a cushion or roll your mat up underneath your bum as well, just to give you a little bit of a hinge in your hips. Okay, figure out where you want to be. Let's unravel the spine after those bridge rolls. Hopefully you've got some nice juicy space there. Belly and thigh come together. Use your arm to give a little hug as we breathe in. We're going to breathe into the top of the head. As we exhale, let your breath roll back down to your sit bones. Perhaps turn in a little bit more if the space is there. Let's keep the chin with the center of the chest so that our neck can be nice and soft in a neutral space. Again, this is a pose where on that first breath you might feel like you've actually lifted a little bit of tension in. Just allow your body, your mind, that moment to know that it's okay to release. Leaving the legs where they are. Turn into the free space at the other side. Hand can be wherever it feels comfortable, can hold onto the ankle. Using the back hand if you wish, there's a little extra spine to lift you up. And again, let's give the breath a little time to encourage the body to let go. We have good days, we have bad days. It's okay to be present in both. When you feel ready to, come back to the middle. Softly unravel. Let's see how the other side is feeling. Similar? Different? As my husband likes to say, much of a muchness. Not really sure what that means, to be honest. Similar, I guess, doesn't it? Closed twist first. Inhaling to the top of the head. And relaxing and unraveling into it. Leaving the lower body as it is, allowing yourself to turn away. And again, open twist. Let's see how this side feels. Your body starts to turn back to the center. Unravel your legs, let your feet come flat on the ground, let your belly come towards your thighs. Might be happy there. Might want to allow the shoulders to draw further away from each other, maybe give them a little wriggle. Chin to the chest. Think about letting the back of the body open up. And we have one more seated posture to look at. And there's loads of choices. If this is quite nice and you feel like it's allowing you to decompress and let go of some stuff, then just stay here. The alternative is that we're going to come back to the side bend release that we did at the beginning. How your legs are is entirely up to you. You can sit cross-legged. You can sit in more of a lotus with the foot stacked onto the body. You can sit with your legs out, bent or straight. Or you can sit with one in and one out. If you choose to do one in and one out, when you do your side bend, reach away from the bent one. Okay? So cross-legged, stacked, bent, straight, one of each. It's a lot of options, isn't it? Go with the one that jumped out at you the most. Wherever you want to be, take a little bit of time to wiggle around. Just feel both of your sit bones. Let the breath roll up into the top of the head. And then whichever side you're starting with, so remember if you've got a leg bent, that's the arm that's going to move. Take a deep breath in. Relax the shoulder down. And you can keep reaching upwards. You can allow it to revolve back a little bit, or you can take it into a side bend over the top. The last thing we want to do is lift the tension back up. So be kind to yourself in where you choose to be. You'll know if you've gone too far. Your breath will be more shallow. Or maybe you'll just feel like, ah. Inhale into the top of your ribs. Exhale. Feel your hips find the ground more. Big breath into your fingertips. Give the arm a little wriggle. If you've got a leg folded in, swap. If you're cross-legged, perhaps put the other one at the front so you're not a little bit wonky to one side. Doing both on the same. And let's try the other way. Remember, this side might feel completely different. Respect how you need to adjust it. Feel your breath drawing in and up. Feel your out breath unraveling and anchoring you down. Take a big breath into your fingertips. Give it a little wriggle, give everything a little wriggle. If your legs are out, bring your legs in. As we've opened ourselves up, we're going to roll ourselves back down again. And we're staying down here, we're not coming back up. So if you do have a blanket ready for later on, just make sure it's within grabbing distance. Hands above the ankles, guide your way down. Use a little bit of switch on in your core. Find the ground, wriggle around. Okay. And you give you a moment, let the back of your head relax, let your shoulders soften, your arms flop. Shift anything that feels like it needs a little shift. I'm going to do a little bit of leg releasing before we think about relaxing. So pick a leg, any leg, either leg, not any leg. Unless you're an octopus. Okay, leg doesn't have to be straight, it can be bent. You can hold behind the thigh, you can hold behind the calf, you can hold onto the big toe. Entirely up to you. Remember, we're not looking to force anything. So holding in a way you can support. Back of the hip, top of the bum is on the ground. Take a deep breath in and press your foot away. As you breathe out, feel your breath come back down into your hip and perhaps allow your leg to shift a little deeper into the stretch. You might want to have a deep knee crease. It's cool to do that. It's always nice when we're doing leg stretches to check in with the shoulders. If we hold too high, we start to create tension in the top half of the body. Let the top half of your body start to melt. It's not doing anything else. Now we're going to take that teeny tiny turn. So from your hip, you rotate, big toe comes in a touch, heel moves out a little bit. That leg can stay bent or you can straighten it away. We're going to guide the extended leg into the body until you feel that stretch, release, start to move to the outside edge of the bum, outside of the thigh. Holding with both hands or just the opposite one if you want the other one to flop to the floor. Breathing in to press the foot away. And breathing out. Drawing back down into particularly this hip. That will give you the length to release. Let the knee soften. Let the foot land. Take a moment for recognition that that foot is anchored back on the ground. And let the other leg lift. Again, hold where you want. This one can be bent or straight. Settle in to your release by encouraging your upper body to soften. Inhaling to press the foot away. Exhaling, feel the hip anchor into the ground and explore your stretch, deepening the knee crease if that suits you. Think about tension unraveling, leaving the body. Keeping that mind-body connection through your breath. And take that teeny tiny turn. And then allow the leg to come across. Could barely move, might move millimeters. Other leg stay bent, straighten, holding with both hands, or just the opposite one. And then let's get back into that inhaling for length, exhaling back into this side of the hip. The knee bend, let the foot find the ground. Take a moment to register that foot's on the ground, and allow the other foot to walk in. You might be quite happy to just have both feet down here, breathe and be still. It's quite nice because you've got the anchor of the feet, the anchor of the sit bones and the anchor of the head and the shoulders. Really nice grounding feeling. Or you can give your knees a hug. We can rock them where the knees are just above the hips, nicer from lower down in the back. We can hug them closer, still, or moving from side to side. Or we're going to hug and release. So you can hold with the hands, you can hold with the arms. Take a deep breath in. Almost feel yourself getting a little bit smaller. And as you breathe out, let it go. So you get the benefit of giving yourself a hug and the complete. So we let the out breath out in one. You can do a few more of those if you want. And again, breathing too loud, the spaniel's looking at me like, what's going on? I've woken him up. Or you can bring the feet back down. It's almost time to stop moving. I'm going to come back into the bridge rolls. I'm going to relax the shoulders down. Feel the back of the head on the floor. And come back into that full range movement where we inhale to peel. And we exhale to roll back down again. Now, if you want to continue hugging and releasing, feel free. Know that from here, I'm going to plant the seed, the intention of what's going to happen next in the head before the body does it. We're going to gradually reduce this. The movement's going to get smaller in range. Perhaps slower. This is a really gradual thing. Less and less of your body lifts. Until you reach a point where it's kind of just a shift through your pelvis, through your sit bones. You're gently sliding the back of the hips away to create a little bit of lift, and then bringing bottom back down. Just to give the base of your back one more opportunity to come into its space. As your movements lessen, I want to take a moment just with the legs bent to be still. Maybe you're thinking, Leanne, I'm just going to hug my knees again. Actually, this is completely your core from here, with as little movement as is required. We're going to think about finding our way into our relaxation. You might keep your legs here. That might be better for you, for your back. As we look for Shavasana, we're going to slide the heels away, let the shoulders roll out. Perhaps you've decided you're going to sit or curl on your side. Perhaps you've got some big fluffy socks or a blanket or a jumper or all of the above. Take the time now to get what you need. And settle into your space. Really allow yourself to snuggle in. Take a moment to be an observer of yourself. Observing yourself without judgment, with awareness. And respect that you are who you are in this moment. Feeling grateful for that. I'm grateful for my body. I am grateful for my mind. Observe your feet, your sit bones, the parts of you which feel grounded. Use them as your anchors and find the earth. You may choose to keep your mind clear and in the room, or perhaps you would prefer to visualize a different space that's beautiful and special to you. Maybe a beach or a forest. Use your anchors, your feet or your sit bones, to remain grounded if your mind goes off to explore a journey. Wherever we choose to be, we radiate positivity. Come towards your breath. Feel it. Listen to it. Notice shifts in your taste or your smell. Thinking to yourself, I offered my best self today. instinctually calm your breath. This may be respecting its current rhythm. Perhaps your wish is to slow it down. Focus on the inhale as a way of recognizing that this is the energy channeling into the body. Respecting the magic of the exhale, the key to unlocking the pockets of tension and allowing ourselves to truly let go. Really take your time. Give both mind and body the chance to relax and know that it is okay to do so. It is okay to be still, to do nothing, but be present and breathe. Thinking to ourselves, I got this, I'm doing my best. I'm proud of myself. I believe in myself. I matter. If you're settled as you are, simply breathe and be. Or perhaps an internal scan of yourself is appropriate for you. Let's go with that instincts again. For that internal scan, we bring our focus into our feet. Take a deep breath in towards them. Use the exhale. Think of your heels sinking a little deeper into the ground. The arch of your foot relaxing. More space between your toes. Bringing the breath from your ankles through your lower legs into the underneaths of your knees. Using your out breath, feel your lower legs relax. Space behind the kneecaps, softness in your calves. Breathing from your knees through the power of your legs up towards your pelvis. Feel the lower body surrender to the ground as you exhale. Perhaps your feet fall away more, allowing your hips to open. From the anchor of your sit bones, take a deep breath into your belly. As the exhale leaves the body, almost like you're floating down in a parachute. Your breath roll through your spine, inhaling up towards the crown of your head, exhaling back down into your sit bones. Allow your ribcage to open up, your shoulders to soften, opening up your heart space. from your shoulders. That softness can roll down into the elbows, through to the wrists, releasing any grip we're holding in the fingers. A little slide of the chin to the chest to lengthen through the neck. Breathing into the space behind the center of your eyebrows. Letting your mind clear and quiet. As your inhale reaches the crown of your head, let your exhale wash back down the body with a sense of calm. Recognizing how amazing the mind and body are. My strength is greater than any struggle. I will feed my strength with sleep. Breathe. Relax. Be. If your journey's taken you elsewhere, gently drift back by focusing on your anchor points, your feet, your sit bones, back of the shoulders, perhaps the back of the head. Let movement enter your mind first by committing to being still a while longer. Allow your mind to focus on your feet. Just give your toes a little wiggle. Allow your mind to focus on your hands. Give your fingers a little wriggle. Gently allow your feet to draw in and guide your body onto a side. A little bit curled up, almost like a fetal position, a place of security, of comfort. When you feel ready to, using your hands to gently support your weight, Draw yourself slowly up to seated. When you find that you're seated, have a little shift across your sit bones, find that even body weight. Take your in-breath to the crown of your head. That out-breath of calm washing all the way back down across you. The belly breath expanding on the inhale. Releasing on the exhale. Opening up your headspace. I believe in myself. I matter. My strength is greater than any struggle. I will feed my strength with sleep. And take a sweeping breath to the sky. Pressing the palms together, exhaling down the center line. We're going to take that full cycle again, bringing our awareness to our energy points. Pausing as your thumb passes your crown, your brow, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your roots. Breathing up into the sky one last time, exhaling this time to your heart space with love, gratitude, and belief in yourself and in others. Namaste.